Hello and welcome to the Tonic Weight Loss Podcast. My name is Harry Hedges and this is part 2 of our Mother's Day special. We had the wonderful Pam talking about everything about enhancing her current children relationship and how bariatric surgery helped that. And today I'm joined by the wonderful Kirsten. If you want to introduce yourself, Kirsten.
Hi, I'm Kirsten. I had a gastric sleeve with Tonic in November 2021, which is over 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how much have you lost so far?
It was 7.5 stone, but I've put some back on.
For obvious reasons that we're going to talk about in a minute. Yeah, brilliant. And I was going to say so far, like 5 years. I mean, that's a long time, isn't it? Like,
I know, it's
but yeah, and like I said, with Pam, we spoke about how it enhanced her relationship with her children currently. As you kind of gave away there, you are pregnant. Congratulations. That's awesome. But before we talk about that, I think it's important to talk about maybe what Kirsten was like pre-op and maybe what you tried, what worked, what didn't work, and what sort of brought you down this road. So was there any sort of specific diets you tried prior to the surgery?
Yeah, so I joined Slimming World with my mum years and years ago. I managed to lose half a stone and I thought, this is brilliant. I'm going to eat everything I can to celebrate. And then it was just like a vicious cycle. Like I'd keep putting weight on, try and lose it. Joined Weight Watchers, I had a nightmare there. I remember joining one time and I dropped my phone down the toilet, so I lost a lot of pounds, but in the wrong way.
Oh, I see, right, okay.
And I was going to the gym constantly. I got swimming in the morning, then the gym straight after. And I did lose weight, but it was over such a long period of time, it just wasn't sustainable.
But seeing the results enough, yeah.
So yeah, that's when I looked into something else and Tonic jumped out.
Well, talk to me about that. I mean, I presume you sort of researched, maybe, I don't know if you went down the NHS road or anything like that, and what was the standout feature of Tonic for you to make that phone call?
So one of my friends, I followed her on Instagram and she'd lost loads of weight and I was like, how the hell have you done that? I've been going to the gym and nothing's shifted. And she said that she'd gone abroad to have a gastric sleeve.
Okay.
I wasn't prepared to go abroad. I was like, not a chance. So I researched other companies and Tonic, just a quick Google search and you pop straight up.
Okay, that's good.
And I think it was I didn't really know anybody who had gone with Tonic, but seeing all the reviews on like Trustpilot and like reaching out, having them initial calls about the aftercare and all the different things that come with it, that sold it to me. Yeah. Been able to stay, I had it done in Manchester as well. So that was great. And then I had my call with Dr. Simon Dexter, who was my surgeon. Absolute brilliant.
Everyone loves Simon.
He's ace. And he just put me at ease so much. I mean, I was going into TGI Fridays and I was like, oh God, I feel a bit guilty like going in and eating this, knowing that I've just had this conversation, but I'm like, right, these are like my food funerals in a way.
Yeah. Well, I think what screams out of everything there is just when you're going down a surgery road, is just, you need trust, don't you? You know, I mean, we're super proud of our Trustpilot, 5 stars, 800 reviews. It's just so wonderful to see so many patient stories on there. But the first phone call, crucial, because if you feel like something's not right or the person doesn't know what they're talking about or you're being sold to or anything like that, it just doesn't work. And obviously Mr. Dexter clearly is superb in his field and knows what he's talking about. And all that becomes, oh, this is an option. This is something I can do, right? And how did the aftercare help you post-op? Because you mentioned 5 years post-op. You look fantastic. How did you navigate that?
So after I'd had my surgery, I think the main thing what I really wanted was a bath. So I was messaging like the nurse and anyone who reached out. I was like, when can I have a bath? When can I have a bath? Because I had the glue on my incisions. And then I remember reaching out to you thinking, when can I go back to the gym? Because I had that mindset. I've not really been to the gym so much since. Maybe I was like...
I've seen moments where you've done it for a bit. But anyway, go on.
But it was just being able to have them contacts in my phone to be able to reach out if I had a question. But also having them check-ins, like I knew within them first 2 weeks I was having a call. If it weren't every day, it was every other day with the nurse. She was checking how I was doing. It was just nice knowing that I could, like there was some days where I'd be like, oh my God, what have I done at first? And it were like, what
That's normal, that is.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important the nurse checks in that many times,
but
right?
then you could have that conversation
Yeah,
with
yeah.
her and she put you at ease, and it's like near enough everyone feels like this. Just take it a day at a time. If you've got any questions, message her. And I'd utilise that. And it was brilliant.
Yeah, I think also the dietitians, lots of confusion in the industry about if you think all those diets you tried in the past, it's quite easy to go back down that road again. And the dietitians tidy things up, and hopefully things like the community that we have, bringing people together. I know you've been to a couple of the balls that we've done and stuff. It's huge, right? And I think that kind of combination of community, accountability, and the restriction is quite powerful. And yeah, look, I mean, like I said earlier on, you're pregnant, and this is a Mother's Day special. So was that something pre-surgery that you were thinking about at all? Maybe you knew it was something that maybe might be more difficult to kind of. No, it was just something that maybe.
No, I mean, I always had in my mind like I'd like to have kids eventually. I'd not met my husband at the time.
Sure. Well, okay, so you're not necessarily going to think
I met
that
him
way.
just before I had my surgery, but you never know what's going to happen then, do you?
No,
it
no,
might
no,
have been
no.
another idiot you met on Tinder or something like that, but it turned out all right.
Yeah.
And then it was just a case of that I've just been enjoying my life, like lost the weight, I've gained my confidence, and I've enjoyed it to the fullest. Once we got married, they were like, right, come on, we'll see. We'll give it a go. We'll give ourselves a year.
Yeah.
Because we are enjoying like living life
to
the fullest.
That's great.
So that was really the only decision. And then,
Well, to be honest, I think that's quite a nice reflection of it all, because you haven't had this super restrictive process where you can't do anything. You've expressed balance, shall we say, and socialised and had holidays and done your thing, and you still achieved weight loss and maintained. And when the time was right, you were in a position to do it, right? I think maybe, as we know, of someone of a higher BMI, it can be harder to do that process. How do you see motherhood the way you are now compared to maybe pre-surgery? Does it seem easier to you?
I'm not sure, because I didn't really think about it so much before, because I didn't think I'd be able to do it. So it was kind of like right in the back of my mind. Whereas now I know I'm going to be able to go to the park with them, go running with them, or whatever they want to do. I'll be able to get up and down easy. I mean, before I had my surgery, getting out of bed was a struggle. I'd have to like move all my ankles before I could even put them on the floor because it hurt. Whereas now I'm just jumping out of bed.
Fantastic.
And I'm going to be able to do that. So when you do think more into it, like when you've asked me the question, all these things keep coming back. But
And how have you been during the pregnancy? I mean, has it? We spoke about the scans and stuff. Have you found that the surgery? What's the communication from the doctors? Presumably they know you've had the surgery. Has it been easy to navigate?
Yeah, I mean, they've booked me in for extra growth scans just to make sure, because I'm getting the nutrients in, and then the baby's nicking all the nutrients from me. So that's why I'm so pale. I would need a subscription to like fake tan or something. So I've had that, and then like my vitamins, so been taking them daily with added folic acid as well. So they've given me 5 milligrams of that just to keep on top of it. And then with the gestational diabetes test, it's not going to be the normal test that they do with the drink. It's going to be over a week. Due to the surgery. But they've been really good about it. They understand. So
great. I think because sometimes this has come up on our Facebook group a few times, where a lady becomes pregnant after the surgery, and there can be that fear factor about weight gain and what have you. And I come in tentatively as a guy who isn't pregnant, and they say, like, weight gain is going to be part of this, and that's okay. That's a healthy baby. That's a healthy mother. How have you navigated that side of things after losing so much weight? Has that been quite an obvious, easy thing to deal with?
I mean, I can feel it on my arms and obviously on my belly, but everything else, no, I don't feel like I can put it on anywhere else for now. It might do further on down the line, but also knowing that I'm pregnant, I'm having a child, I know I'm going to put weight back on, but I've got that tool. I've worked with that tool for the past 5 years. Once this baby's out, I know how to get back on track with that. I've still got my restriction as well. So it's, instead of having like 3 smaller meals a day and then the snacks in between, it's like 6 I'm having, smaller meals, trying to eat all them, but then the snacks as well, but just trying to prioritise the protein and like fruit.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Coca-Cola in between, I need to have that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, no, but brilliant. Well, that's, I think, as an aftercare member, that's music to our ears in the sense of like 5 years later, having a baby, I know how to get back to it again.
Yeah.
And I like to think that's, quite a lot of value to the aftercare, because there are people, you mentioned abroad earlier on, who go away, do this, and it's scary, right? They have literally no idea what to do, how to do it. And you mentioned the ease of the phone call. I spoke to a patient recently and said it's so nice to have someone on the end of the phone straight away. You know, you get a phone call back same day, maybe tomorrow at the absolute latest. Mm-hmm. Whereas it's not it can be communication barriers. It can be all over email. You don't get that connection sometimes. So I think that, again, that compound effect over time really adds up.
Facebook group as well.
Of course, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Even if you're not on hand or anybody else from Tonic's on hand to get back straight away, putting a message on there, there's
community
somebody
there.
else in community.
And they would have probably been through that somewhere along the lines, yeah. And well, that's actually, I know we've done a couple of Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives, TikTok Lives in the past together. And I think when you came onto your one and you said that you were going to come onto it, we had a lot more viewers because you've got a presence on social media. And
don't know how, but yeah.
And one thing that came up quite a lot in the comments, and I remember it very, very well and very fondly, was people saying, "Oh, it's great to see you on it, Kirsten. I messaged you and you helped me make the choice to go down that road, go with Tonic." What are you seeing quite a lot, or what have you seen quite a lot in the last sort of few years around people who are struggling out there? What's the sort of standout thing people struggle with that made me think they go down this road?
I don't really know. I mean,
because it varies.
Yeah, I think it's more confidence in people, and they think too much, and obviously I was like this as well. I think too much of what other people think of me.
Okay.
I mean, I was happy, but I wasn't happy, so I put that front on.
That's what Pam said actually as well, yeah.
And then I think there just comes a point where you think, bugger it, I'm doing it for me. And you do, and then through having the surgery and going through time, you'll see, it's weird because I'd look in the mirror and I'd see myself now, but it wasn't the reflection what were coming back.
Okay.
Whereas now I feel like, oh right, Kirsten's back.
Yeah, oh nice.
It's weird. I'm like, I feel like I've always been that person, but just had a bit of extra padding and a few weirdos just having a comment like, fatty or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Whereas now I'm just like, tell them to bugger off.
Well, I think that's confidence, isn't it? If you sort of assess what that is, you can't step on scales and tell you how confident you are, but that is by definition what it is, isn't it? You're embracing it. And obviously you were quite open early doors with your journey, posting on social media and what have you. Everyone's got different ways of doing this, not saying that everyone has to do that and post it online, but did you find telling people really helpful? Yeah,
to a point. I remember I just had it done and my friend had a baby shower, and there was a few of my ex-colleagues there, and I get on really well with a lot of them. They're still like my closest friends now, so they knew what was happening. And then there was this one woman and she was like, "How have you done it?" And I'm like, "She's going to have it done. I'm not telling her because I don't want her to have it done yet."
Oh, really? Okay.
I was just like, "I'm going to hold it from you." But I think like the next week I was like, "Yeah, it's out there. That's what I've done." It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Of course, no.
I know there's a stigma around it, and again with people doing the injections, there's a stigma around that. But you've got to do what's best for you, and having surgery was the best thing I have ever bloody done.
Yeah, fantastic. So, well, you touched on the injections there, and obviously that's everywhere in the industry, it seems, at the moment. I mean, did you ever go down that road, or was there a consideration there? You mentioned you not wanting to go abroad, but was that something that was...
No, they weren't. I didn't really know about them at the
time.
No,
sure, okay.
I didn't really know about like having weight loss surgery either until I'd done my research finding out from a friend. I think it's more easier now to go and get the jabs because they are cheaper than having surgery, but then there's always that risk of once you stop doing it,
then
it's going back on.
Yeah.
So no, I'd just go down the surgery route, 100%.
Longevity is the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I said, if we almost, because we've spoken to you so much in the past and you've done some fantastic things for us in the past and stuff, it's kind of easy to forget that we're 5 years down the road here. It's incredible, really. And you sit here with confidence and like what you said a minute ago, again, so powerful. Like, I'll just have the baby and I know how to work with this tool and I will get it back to normal again. And I think that's underestimated how powerful that is in the yo-yo weight loss world, that it's almost just, this is just what I'll do.
Yep.
And the gastric sleeve is huge for that, and people need to think more. Well, I'll ask you the question. If someone's thinking about going down one way or the other, the longevity road, that peace of mind, how does that make you feel?
Comfortable. Nice. I'd rather know that I'm not gonna have that drastic, because I mean, when I had it, there was people at the same time who'd lost like 7 pounds in a week or something.
Oh, I see
and
that.
I was
Yeah.
like £1, £2. They seemed really small, but again, I was £1 or £2 less than I were last week.
Yeah.
And it just kept going and going and going, and I've kept it off. And I don't know if that's because I've focused more to like steady that.
Yeah.
But that's also ingrained in my mind now that this is the tool, this is how I work with it, and this is how we gel together and work the best.
Fantastic.
So,
it's like a collaboration, isn't it? You know, it's fantastic.
Great partnership.
Yeah. And how do you feel your child will benefit from the fact that their mum has had surgery?
I'll be able to play with him, do anything.
Mentally,
I'm the fun one
as well.
anyway out of
Yeah.
parents, so I'm going to be taking them on rides and stuff. Charlie doesn't really like.
Well, I just think of like what you said a minute ago about getting out of bed with the ankles and things
Yeah.
like that. Is, you know, if their child sees their mum, who's their hero, the compound effect of what you can do now and them doing that. I think it's again, you won't know necessarily the benefits of that 10, 15, 20 years down the road, but it can only be for the better, right?
Yeah, and I think like talking about my experience before as well, that's obviously going to give them an insight into how others may feel when they were back where I am, and being a bit more considerate, and then also knowing there are options there, knowing what I've gone through as well, that
Yeah.
it's been a journey, it's been a roller coaster, and it's probably still going to be as well, moving forward. But teaching them about that's going to be...
Yeah, and you're in a much better position to be able to do that because...
I've lived it.
Yeah, and there's clarity there as
Yeah.
well, isn't there? I think when people are of a high BMI, there can be this almost pressure cooker stress reacting to the world.
Yeah.
Whereas you're in a position to actually encourage people to proactively take it on and take your life back like you've done, which is tremendous. And if there's maybe somebody who's looking to become pregnant, if you like, how would you? But they're maybe a bit concerned about surgery, and sounds a bit permanent, a bit heavy, a bit outside the box. What would your advice be to someone thinking of that?
Don't let that hold you back. I mean, I had surgery, and I was told don't get pregnant within the first 6 months, obviously, because all the nutrients will go straight to the baby, and you need to be getting them in.
There's a lot going on as well, right?
Oh yeah, it's a big change that you've just gone through. But I know people who've had surgery for that exact reason,
Yes.
and it has helped them. So don't let it hold you back, because you're going to be living an amazing life. You'll lose the weight to make you feel better, and then you're going to have the pregnancy journey. Hopefully that'll all work out well.
Yeah.
So you're going to get the best of both worlds.
And I think you're a good person to ask this question to, actually, because, like I said earlier on, and you mentioned as well, you've expressed balance in the post-op of enjoying yourself and going out and doing things. And there are some people that think, oh, well, I don't want to go do that because I won't be able to live my life again, or I won't be able to go on holiday and drink or whatever. You know.
Maybe I'm not the best
Well,
person.
I think you are. I think you are, because, again, there was a quiet confidence and authority about the way you spoke about dealing with post-pregnancy weight and what have you. What would you say to those people who are concerned about that?
Don't worry about it. Don't. I mean, when I had the surgery, I didn't think one of the main things what I thought was, is it going to work for me because this is my last resort? 2, I'd read about that you can't have fizzy pop, but obviously I've seen your post today and I was like,
well, later on, yeah.
And they were the 2 main things, like, please work, let me have my pop, and that was it. Everything else I've just been like, brilliant.
Yeah,
Enjoying
brilliant.
it.
And I think if you think about clothes sizes and fashion, and I like to think it enhances the social life more than it actually restricts it.
Yeah, I'd go out wearing like bodycon dresses, and when I was living with my parents at the time, I remember getting ready, going downstairs ready to go out. My mum would be like, you are not wearing that. Like, I'd be bursting out of it. I'd look like a gammon joint or something. But I knew that. But wearing those clothes at that time, I felt like I'd fit in and no one would like think, well, what's she wearing?
Okay.
Whereas now, I understand that my mum was like, from a good place, but it just come across wrong.
Yeah.
But I can wear them things now. I can wear what I want.
Yeah. I think it's interesting speaking to yourself and Pam as well, because you both said the same thing around, clearly you're confident people now and the way you express yourself on social media and what have you, but there was this time beforehand where maybe you overdo the confidence to cover up an uncertainty there. And it's just so interesting how you've sort of flourished from that point where I don't think that exists anymore.
Yeah. No, I mean, even like, I struggle to find before pictures, like, of full of me. So on my Instagram, there's a lot of repeated pictures from before.
Yeah, a lot of people do that because they haven't got many, right?
Yeah, because I didn't want a full picture. I'm hid behind someone and my head's just there, and it's like, whereas now I'm like, I'll go in middle, I'll go on end, I'll go wherever. I'll be laid down at the front, like, look at me.
I remember one time there was at a broad company used your photo as their before and after photo. Do you remember? Yeah.
Didn't even go with them.
Remember that? Yeah. So, you know, and that just shows again, we talk about trust and how important that is.
Yep.
That does happen. That does happen in this world.
That's happened with a few.
Yeah.
And it was just that one picture, and I had even better ones than that.
Was there another private Facebook group that used your transformation as well? I feel like.
Yeah, because I commented on it. I got accepted, and then I got blocked and all that.
It's a scary thing.
Yeah.
And that, again, that makes us so proud of what we do and how we do it with integrity and consistency, and it does happen in this world, right? And that's part of the reason why people are so confused and don't know where to turn, because there are people doing that stuff, which is terrifying. But listen, thank you so much for joining us today. I mean, like I said, we love having you here, and just congratulations, and hope it all goes as well as it possibly can do. And like I said, you've got it afterwards because you said it. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Guys, thank you for tuning in today, and I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll look forward to catching up with you very, very soon. Goodbye.